Welcome everyone to the 2024 Division One State Finals for Mario Kart. I'm Coach Matt Hinkle from Grand Island Northwest.
I'm Bryce Smith, one of the assistant esports coaches here at York University.
Yeah, so we are here today. We're excited about this opportunity here at York University to bring to you a state championship. This morning, Division 4, we got a couple matches coming up. Let's see who we got. So taking a look at the bracket, again, we got Kearney High and Gretna will be the first match of the day. Kearney High beating Gretna 2 and Lincoln High in order to get here to the state semifinals. Gretna on the other side, their opponent, they had to beat Creighton Prep 2 in this the match before, and they also beat South Sioux City. On the other side of the bracket, in the match that'll be coming up next, Creighton Prep won over Central 2-0, and then the first round again, Fremont. So, and then their opponent, Lincoln East, upset in the last round over their counterpart, Lincoln East 2. So, again, two schools battling it out, and Lincoln East 1 coming out 2-0. And then in the first round, they took down Lincoln North Star. So, four great teams, great organizations that are going to come today, and we're going to crown champion by the end of the day. So, going back to our arena, again, looking great. Teams are getting ready. We do have a little delay on one of the switches. We're working on some internet things, so hey, we'll talk about what's happening. We'll take a look now just real quick here. We'll take a look at our players and see what we have. So on your screen on the right, we got Kearney, and on the left, we're going to see Gretna. So again, going through some things, figuring out what we got, but the most exciting part of it is map selection, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Looking at the maps, we have a lot of interesting stuff happening today. Royal Raceway starting out can be pretty simple at your face value look. But it can go into a lot of technical drifts. We're going to be looking to see lots of players running that same Yoshi Teddy Buggy roller wheel combo that we've seen a lot before. On Royal Raceway, it's going to be all about getting those mini turbos and drifting as much as possible to make sure that they're able to gain a lead. We also saw this a lot yesterday in our Division 3 and 4 matchups. A lot of schools will use the strategy of putting one player in first and one player right behind him in second and bagging a little bit to create that cushion for the first place player to get the most points as possible. You see a variety of controller options that our players are using. We have some people who are using the Joy-Cons, some people using Pro Switch controllers, some bring their own custom controllers. I even saw somebody earlier using tilt controls, which can be pretty difficult, but it seemed to be working for him as I saw him pull out a first place in the warm-up. So I'm looking forward to seeing some excited things. Moo Meadows is a classic race in Cup 1. We're going to see that in third place as our third race in Cup 1. One of our classic from the Wii. It's been transferred over into new Mario Kart 8. Hyrule Circuit can be a little bit different too. We've talked a little bit about the coin speed mechanic in Mario Kart 8 a little bit. It's a little bit different in Hyrule Circuit. You're going to see a lot of rubies instead of coins, but they are used for the same purpose, just keeping in the theme of The Legend of Zelda, which is where Hyrule Circuit takes place. So looking forward to a fun day here. You can see both of our teams trying to stay mentally strong before the race gets started here.
Looks like they're starting to get some things. We've got one switch over on our Gretna side that isn't wanting to cooperate. But, hey, we'll get it when we get it.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Both teams seem to be in good spirits so far, so not letting a little technical difficulty get them down.
Yesterday we went through, we had Division 3, we had Division 4, Mario Kart and Overwatch. Again, great day overall. I think, again, we saw some great matches. I don't know if we ever did see a 3-cup race in Mario Kart. We're kind of hoping to see one of those maybe today, some back and forth.
Yeah, absolutely. I was able to watch both of the teams warm up a little bit, so I saw some good things happening, some good setups and some good kart combos, some good drifts, some good mini turbos. So I'm looking forward to maybe seeing a 3-cup race today.
What I did see a lot of was Yoshi with the teddy bear buggy, though.
Oh yeah, that's a huge combo. A lot of people think that is the best combo you can have in Mario Kart. There's a little bit debate back and forth on what the best glider is. You can either have the clouds or the paper glider. You can go back and forth, but both seem to be working. And the important thing is finding a kart that works for you and your style, and sticking with it and getting good at it.
Yeah, and while we have time, let's take a look at our players and let's introduce them a little bit. We don't necessarily know who's who and whatnot, but for Kearney, and they're seeing themselves up on the monitor, so they're excited about it. But we got Isaac Wheeler, Jaron Miller, Rain Guerrero, Cody Bridges, and Jacob Shaw. So those are our guys racing for Kearney.
Yeah, they seem to be having a good time watching themselves on the monitor, having some fun, which is what esports is all about.
Yeah, absolutely. So we will jump over to the other side. We'll do that here in a little bit. We have one of the players that's up getting something back from his bag, making sure in controller, I think he needs batteries or something. So we'll introduce them here in a second. But that's kind of the cool thing. A lot of these teams, they play each other on internet. Over the internet, all season and different seasons and, Smash and whatnot. So to actually get these players all together in one big LAN is just kind of a cool thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Just having a separation of just a couple feet to your left or right and have the entire other team there racing just as hard as they can brings a different energy to the room and makes it a little bit more exciting, I'd say.
Yeah. I brought Coach Tucker over. We're looking at some issues. I don't know what it was, if it was a Ethernet adapter or just the internet in general. Maybe a switch. Maybe they were testing a different switch. So I think we did try a different dock even. So we'll eventually get going.
Yeah, it could be a variety of things, but it looks like they're doing some troubleshooting, trying to figure out what's going on. Working on the wired connection versus the Wi-Fi can make a huge difference online.
Yeah. And, as we're talking, just a plug for some of our sponsors. We got a ton of sponsors that help put on this event that just help everything run. Again, I'm going to go through a list of these. Hastings College, Midland University, Concordia University, UNL, Wayne State College, Undeniably Dairy, so Midwest Dairy, Pratt Community College, Computer Hardware, Prairie STEM, Shadron, Army National Guard, York University, obviously York University.
Let's go.
League OS, Strive AV, Wichita State, and Doane. So again, all of these colleges again are invested in what we do, which is exciting to see. All of this taken place because of the generous support from those. So we appreciate those sponsors, and again, a lot of them have esports programs, and that's part of their interest. One of the new sponsors that we just picked up recently that came up and was here all day yesterday, they're planning on being here today, Pratt Community College. So university from down in Kansas drove up here. And
hopping up to Nebraska.
I think they said it was a 6-hour drive to come up, so excited to have them on board and to hang out with us.
Yeah, it's been awesome having some schools from different states being able to come up and support the Nebraska youth.
So as we got Gretna coming in, let's go ahead and take a look at our Gretna squad. So gearing up, they look ready to roll. And so Gretna, we got Braden, Cohen, Davin, I apologize if I messed that up, and Jeremy. So those are our Gretna goons. They're again warming up and ready to roll, and both teams excited to be here. And right now I think this is probably the worst part of it, of all of this, is just that anticipation. We're there, and again, sorry for the delay. Technology happens, and some reason it's always things go to sleep overnight and they're tired. They don't
want to wake back up. But all the players seem to be ready to go now, loading into the lobby. getting the rules set.
So yeah, we are ready to roll, and we're gonna go see some Mario Kart action. We'll switch over to our Mario Kart shot again as our PA announcer Ryan Hines is getting us going in the arena. Again, we have Gretna will be the team on the left, Kearney the team on the right. The four races that we will see in this first cup: Royal Raceway, Hyrule Circuit, Moo Moo Meadows, and Dragon Driftway.
Go ahead.
The biggest thing with this is it's the best 2 out of 3. So we'll see at least 2 cups. The other thing is I guess the other part is we turn teams off. So as we are running through, as we're playing, you're going to actually see being able to red shell different people. So there's a lot of communication piece that goes with it.
Yeah, Mario Kart is a huge team sport, so I'm excited to see how both these teams are able to talk with each other and communicate what items they have and use that to their advantage as best as possible.
All right, first one, Royal Raceway. So as we're going here, we got.
It looks like, just like you said, Kearney is rocking all Yoshi with the teddy buggy and the roller wheels. A bit of the meta there. You also see him holding on to a lot of those speed items. Got some mushrooms, shells. They can be very helpful in the top positions which they hold right now.
We're getting some feedback. That sounds better.
Yeah, that sounds good.
We're still working on some audio.
Yeah, that sounds good. Still working.
All right.
All right, yeah. As Kearney's holding those second and third positions. They have some mushrooms. Looking to use some shortcuts coming up here. As we kind of get towards the end of lap 2, you can also see some defensive items coming out, holding those red shells and those green shells. Just waiting for the chaos to come in them. And Gretna's looking to make their way from a couple of the later positions. You can see first place way out in front there. Blue Yoshi's just cooking on a line of his life right now. Way out in front with another Yoshi not too far behind.
Yeah, so lap 3 here. You got Kearney in 1, 2, 4, 8. So get big lightning there from them. And then again on the other side, Gretna in 3, 5, 6, and 8. So we're gonna go over to that first place view and see what he has as he's coming into the finish.
Yeah, a healthy lead by Kearney in first place here. I'd be surprised if anybody was able to catch up to him by the end of this third lap.
Yeah, I think you're right. Again, he's cooking there. Again, his teammates are in second and third, and they're right there. So Kearney with a 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a
huge win for Kearney.
Yeah, so again, when you go 1, 2, 3, 4, you're going to have that score of a 29-10. So Kearney takes the early lead, 29-10. We saw a couple of these yesterday where one team would get a big lead first cup, and then that other team would just slowly cut back. So again, it's all about map choices, and we pick the maps for the players, so they don't have a choice in it. We show we show them the maps just a little bit before we went here, and so they had a little bit of time to strategize. But for the most part, we see kind of what kind of racers we have.
Yeah. Gretna's going to look to make Hyrule Circuit their race here. They're definitely going to want to try and push Kearney out of those top 4 spots again. They don't want a repeat of what happened at Royal Raceway.
So Hyrule Circuit, maybe a little bit tougher of a map here. Royal Raceway, more of a basic map, but Hyrule, what are we looking for here on this map as we're going?
Yeah, Hyrule is a little bit unique. On a lot of the other maps, you'll see coins. Hyrule Circuit, you got rupees, of course, being part of the Zelda franchise. They serve the same purpose as coins. There's also some really nice shortcuts across some grass, and you got to watch out for some of your classic Zelda enemies along the way.
Yeah, and as we're going through, you mentioned coins. Explain the value of coins in this. Because coins make you go faster, right?
So yeah, you can pick up coins. They're either on the track or from an item box. You can use those. Once you're at 10 coins, you're at top speed, and the less coins you have, the less speed you have.
So right now, Kearney 1, 2, 5, 4. And then over on the other side, we got Gretna 3, 4, 6, and 8. So both, actually this one's a pretty close even number one. Point value, you get more points for coming in first, but again, a 7th place is better than 8, so every point all the way down matters. Take a look at our first place racer here from Kearney as he hits a wall.
Yeah, you're seeing those two kind of groups separating here. We got the first couple positions and then a second group a little bit behind those positions.
Yeah, and we're going to see items coming into play here. Again, as that first place racer kind of gets a little bit further away, we're going to see maybe some separation, some better items in the back. Right there as we see Bullet Bill coming out.
Yeah, Bullet Bill making his move from 7th place, puts him up in the front back there.
Ooh. Right as we switch to Gretna's view over here, he had the player in 6th place was in first, and just like that, gets hit with a couple items, and there he goes. So right now, Gretna making a pull for a good finish here, 2, 3, 4, 5. So doing really good there. Again, Kearney on the other side, 1, 5, 6, 8. So they got the top and then the bottom one. So we'll see as we're coming around the finish here, how we're going to finish this map.
Yeah, you'll see some of the items start to drop now as people are getting a little bit more frantic towards the end. You see a blue shell just a little bit too late. But this one seems to be a little bit more evenly spread compared to our last race.
Yeah, and it looks like Kearney is still going to pull out this one. I believe a 21 to 18 on this map. So Kearney will win this map. Overall, they're up 50 to 28. The kind of the sweet number is you need 79 points to win a cup. So again, nothing's out for Gretna. They still got a chance, but they got to take care of things in Moo Moo Meadows.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Moo Moo Meadows, pretty basic map, but there's lots of opportunities for some shortcuts to cut around some grass pastures and trick off of some molehills and stuff. So I'm going to see some interesting players. Yeah,
and I'd say the neat thing about like even Moo Moo Meadows is we got the cow crossing, right? We talked about this, there's cows all over the place and they're never in the same spot.
Yeah, each lap it gets a little bit more difficult to avoid those cows, so I'm curious to see what our racers will do.
So here we are on race 3, Moo Moo Meadows of this first cup, best 2 out of 3. Currently, Kearney having a really good first 2 races, and that's taken them out to a pretty good lead in this first cup. And Kearney out to a big lead right away, 1, 2, 3, and 5. And on the other side with Gretna, 4, 5, 7, 8. So again, Kearney with a good start in this first lap.
Yeah, you see Kearney in first place holding onto that banana as a little bit of a defensive item, just waiting for a shell or some other unsavory good to kind of come his way.
And we see those cows starting to come out in the road. Again, the banana being used as those items. Jump over and see what the back of the pack looks like. Again, Kearney still holding those top 4 spots. Oh, we do see a blue shell coming out.
Blue shell headed their way.
I don't think.
First place is going for a prayer.
You know what? He has a lead, though. I don't know if it's going to matter.
Yeah, this is where the padding comes in. If you're in first place and you got 3 teammates right behind you, you're really in a safe spot if the blue shell comes.
So we do see a lot of mushrooms over on the side of Gretna. Again, using that to boost across the grass there and. 1, 2, 3, 4 still on the other side. So another 1, 2, 3, 4. So another great map from Kearney. And that'll put it. So Kearney 79, Gretna 38. Ultimately, that gives Kearney the win for this cup. But we're still going to race Dragon Driftway. I love Dragon Driftway.
Yeah, you got to do Dragon Driftway. It's one of the fun courses. Super exciting, super visually pleasing to look at. Lots of twists and turns and options for shortcuts as well.
So we'll take a look over here, see Kearney Gretna as they regroup here, and again, ultimately, have to see if they can find some momentum going, finishing out this cup, and then also trying to go into this next one. So Dragon Driftway, what are we looking for here in Dragon Driftway?
Yeah, it's a very twisty, turny map. You're going to see lots of tight little tunnels, lots of zero gravity sections where people are going to be bumping into each other. So pretty chaotic race.
So final race of this first cup. 4 races in a cup, and that'll give us the first cup. So we're off.
Yeah, and a map like this with so many twists and turns are really where the mini turbos are going to come in. You're going to want to drift as much as possible and get those little boosts as often as you can.
Yeah, and then there's some jumps here and there. There's some grasses on the that they can shortcut through.
Yeah. Yeah, these zero gravity sections, when you bump into the little pegs that are sticking out or another player, you're going to get a little speed boost as well, which can be very beneficial. And you'll see our 6th place player here taking a little shortcut over to the 5th place.
So we'll jump over to our 1st place racer from Gretna. Yeah, it's that front of the pack is, it's back and forth right now. Again, they're all pretty well clumped together. You're going to start to see probably a little separation here as we get towards the end of this second lap. But, right now this is so close. All the items, we do have a red shell here in 3rd, and we'll see if he uses that more defensively or offensively. And there he chooses offense. But that 2nd place player must have had a shell. Yeah, but he's still holding a red shell behind him. So 1st place here. Yeah, that 2nd place player threw the guy from Gretna threw that, and Kearney dropped all the way to 4th. So currently we've got Gretna 2, 5, 7, 8, and Kearney 1, 2, 3, 7. So again, places still changing just as we're saying them, but here we are in the 3rd lap, about halfway through. We got one more big turn.
Yeah, this race has been a little bit closer than our previous 3 races. Little to no separation until here towards the end.
So as we come into this last race, Kearney gonna finish 1, 4, 5, 6. So, we talked about momentum. That might be what Gretna needs to get going. They're having a couple more finishers. Again, they got to be able to going into the next set, they got to be able to take away that number 1 spot from Kearney. So Gretna, again, good job on that 4th one. Kearney still ends up winning that one 22-17, and overall a 101-55, so a really dominant performance by Kearney.
Yeah, and if Gretna wants to change the outcome of Cup 2, they're going to look to break up Kearney. Kearney's been doing a really good job of staying all 4 racers together, having that padding, and then working their way up to the top 4 spots, which if Gretna wants to change that, they're going to have to break up their team and separate them out a little bit.
So we're seeing a little bit of kart selection and kart movement as we are getting ready for this next cup, and we'll get that cup updated here. So you want to walk us through maybe a little bit of what you see here with cups?
Yeah, we saw Sunshine Airport yesterday in Division 3 and 4. This can be a really simple one, but a super fun one. Some options for some shortcuts, especially right towards the end of the finish line where you jump over the baggage claim. That can always be an opportunity for some exciting things to happen.
So as we are starting our 2nd cup, let me get that updated. We're going to see 4 new maps, again, Sunshine Airport, Twisted Mansion, Yoshi Valley, and Ribbon Road. So a good map selection here for the second one, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, it looks like we're seeing some character and card changes from Gretna as well. That could be the change they needed to try and take these top 4 spots in the first race.
So as we get going, Kearney 1, 2, 4, 7, and Gretna on the other side 3, 4, 5, and 8. We are off and running in this first lap. Again, this is a little bit wider track. Again, a lot of your items maybe where they're positioned and placed. But you're going to see as we're coming around the baggage claim some of the jumps.
Yeah, you'll see our first place player's on a really good line right now. He's dialed in, getting every trick opportunity he has, and holding on to that banana as a defensive item.
You know, one of the things, I'm going to just jump over to it. We're halfway through. We're going to jump over. We won't have comms, but I just want to, show you, Gretna here, how much they're talking. You're constantly seeing, them talking as they're going. And Mario Kart doesn't seem like it's a team sport, but we make it a team sport. We turn those teams off, and it's placements, so they got to constantly know which place they are in.
Yeah, and a lot of communication is super necessary, especially if you're holding on to that red shell or the blue shell or some lightning or anything that can dramatically change the game.
So right now on the side of Kearney, 1, 2, 4, 6, and Gretna would be 3, 5, 7, 8. We'll try to get over to our first place racer. Again, the other piece that you're going to see is on the side of Kearney, a lot of Yoshis. Again, kind of the meta for this season, and that's what a lot of people are using.
Yeah, ooh, and a lightning on lap 3 towards the end. That can change everything.
Yeah, big change again. Kearney doing well as they're going to cross the finish line here. 1, 2, 3, and we're going to see where that last racer comes, fighting for that last spot. So 1, 2, 3, and 6.
Pretty solid job by Kearney there, holding on to the top 3 spots even after the lightning.
Yeah, some tough racers. Again, Kearney's going to win that first race 27-12 over Gretna. So Sunshine Airport, it must have been a top pick, or they like that one. But I don't know if we've seen one that they haven't liked yet or haven't been racing.
Yeah, and this is where, a lot of the time just spent on every single map takes place, because they don't know these maps beforehand, so just spending time with the game, getting good at all the routes on every single race is really all you have to do.
So Cup 2, Race 2, we got Twisted Mansion. We saw this one a few times. I like this one. There's a lot of different pieces that the players got to worry about, some different turns and shortcuts, and the bats, right? We talked about the bats.
Oh, yeah.
So as we get started in this second race, we'll see how this first little bit starts. I don't think I've seen a burnout or anything yet, so all racers getting great starts.
Yeah, you can see there's a huge shortcut immediately to the left. If you get a mushroom in that first box, there's no other way to go.
I did see it. Our 8th place racer here doing a little bagging for us. So we'll see how that is. Again, the term in Mario Kart bagging, you purposely stay in 8th place, just kind of at the beginning of the race, hoping to get some of these better items, and then see how that can work in your advantage later on.
Yeah, absolutely. Getting those mushrooms early on can help you with a lot of shortcuts later through the race, which can cut down on your lap time. You can see a huge one being taken here towards the end by a player in 8th place moving all the way into 6th place.
So we'll jump over to our top 2 racers here for Kearney. Again, both Yoshis in 1st and 2nd. And then we have Gretna in 3rd. So again, still pretty tight as you look at the mini map right there in the center of the screen, or the center of their screens. And again, pretty clumped up. Looks like maybe Kearney's starting to pull out a little bit here, a little bit further, but still everyone is still pretty close.
So yeah, Kearney's been doing a really good job of getting both the top 2 positions, and then that just allows their first place player to get a huge lead. It's hard to stop once they get so far ahead like that.
Kearney 1, 2, 7, 8. Gretna 3, 4, 5, 6. As we're about halfway through with this final lap, we'll see how the end finishes. Again, Gretna needing to try to at least maybe catch that second place player. You know, we see the third place position there. It's right there. We do have a blue shell. We have a blue shell from our back player, but I don't think we're going to see that. Oh, we will, because he's feeling like we are there.
Unfortunate blue shell for Gretna there, as they just took second place and then got hammered by it immediately.
So 1, 2, 6, 7, and then 2, 3, 5, 8. So Kearney's going to take that one 23-16, taking their lead to 50-28 in this second cup.
Yeah, if Gretna's looking to take this to Cup 3, this race could be their last chance.
So Yoshi Valley, next one. I don't know if we saw Yoshi Valley yesterday.
Yeah, this is a new one. Quite an interesting map. There's tons and tons of different pathways you can take. There is a fastest route, and we'll see some of our players take that one and see if anybody's feeling any of the other routes.
So Yoshi Valley, an N64 map, one that maybe some players, some users from the old school 64 have seen and know.
Yeah, and you can see on the mini map in the middle there, there's quite a lot of different twists and turns, and lefts and rights you can take, but they all lead the same place, and I'm sure to our racers there's only one right way to go.
So as we get started in this third race of the second cup, Kearney out to a lead 1, 3, 4, 5. Gretna 2, 6, 7, 8. So again, lots of places you can fall off. Lots of different paths that we can go. Again, at the end of this race, we're going to see some different shortcuts being used based on mushrooms.
Yeah, there's also a nice little bridge shortcut here towards the beginning of the lap. With no railings on either side, you can see our second and fourth players are going to take it here. That can be a little bit dangerous. If you're on it with another player, you get bumped off pretty easy.
So right now, Gretna with the lead in first, but then we got 6, 7, 8. So top player doing a great job. Rest of the team looking to fight from behind as Kearney is in 2, 3, 4, 6.
Yeah, Gretna's holding on to that defensive banana like their life depends on it as they enter lap 3 here.
So final lap of this third race, Yoshi Valley. We'll just kind of jump back over here. We do have a blue shell here. Again, that blue shell is going to be held until potentially his teammate gets overtaken, because again, that blue shell, what that's going to do is that's going to go straight to whoever's in first place, and it's going to knock them out.
Yeah, this is where teamwork comes in. They got to be communicating that down in where they're racing at.
So first place going to get hit by a couple red shells here. Still might be there.
The blue shell has been thrown. We'll see if it's able to catch anybody before the race is over. Not quite.
2, 3. We'll have to double check on that one. So we'll see on that score. I think I messed up one of the places. Not sure it'll matter, but we'll see how this last one pans out. So Ribbon Road, our third race. Kearney still taking the second race, or that third race, 21-18, and leads the Cup 71-46. So again, they're starting to pull away with it. And again, we're seeing a lot of great racing from Kearney. Just really one of the top teams in the state. And again, that's why they're here and why they're the number 1 seed.
Yeah, they put on a great performance, and then they've showed why they've earned that seed. Headed into Ribbon Road here. This one's pretty famous. There's 2 or 3 pretty massive shortcuts you can take in this one that can really make or break the game.
So as we start this 4th and final race, Gretna's out in the lead, 1-5-6-8. Kearney's got that second position, 2-3-4-5. So ultimately, whatever happens here, we're going to go. Both teams having another opportunity to play. Again, one of these teams, again, looking like right now probably Kearney playing for a championship later on, and Gretna will be moving down. But again, we got another couple of semifinals right after this, so we got to see who else. We got a lot of racing still.
Yeah, absolutely. And you saw some of those shortcuts there. Players holding on to mushrooms, using them to skip portions of the track. It's always a nice little trick.
That's where you see a lot of these advanced racers using those mushrooms on those corners and not necessarily the straightaways. Yeah, you're going to get that boost, but you get a lot more shortcutting. You get a lot more time. They cut off a lot more time if you use it on those corners.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Kearney in the 1, 2, 5, 8 positions, where Gretna 3, 4, 6, and 7.
And our first place player has quite the lead right now, with a teammate behind him, and that's not a good position for Gretna to be in.
Yeah, and we see, and probably to his benefit, he's got that horn. So the air horn being one of about the only items that's going to help you with a blue shell. But again, his teammate in the 8th position is going for Bill. So Kearney here, 1, 2, 6, and 8. So Kearney 1, 2, 6, and 8. That is going to secure the win for Kearney. Again, great race by both teams. So that's going to finish up this second cup, 93-67. And we'll jump over here.
Great job by both of our teams. You can see them there clapping for each other. We got a pretty good audience today.
And looks like they're going to go over and shake each other's hands and congratulate each other. And then we'll get a player up here from Kearney that'll talk to us and give us their little feedback. But again, a huge win by Kearney as they're going to move on and play for a state championship next. They'll play the winner of Lincoln East and Creighton Prep, which we'll see that match right after this, after we take a little bit of a break. And we are back to our Division 1 Mario Kart second semifinal match between, what do we got? We got Lincoln East and Creighton Prep. We just saw Kearney and Gretna. Kearney coming away with a big win over Kearney. So, again, going into the second match, again, thanks for everyone that is joining in the stadium, and also those of you that are joining in from home, whether you be a Lincoln East fan or possibly a Creighton Prep fan, or maybe you're just, maybe a family member like my daughter that's at home watching. Hey, Livia, how are you? But, again, we are excited that everyone is here. So, as the announcers are going to start getting into it, we will jump over into our Mario Kart stage here. And again, let's look quickly here as we get started on it. So Creighton Prep on our right side, We got Leo, Oliver, Colin, Andrew, and Sebastian. So those players getting ready to roll. And then over on our other side for Lincoln East, Ben, Henson, Luke, and Jonathan. So ready to roll in this first cup of this semifinal match. So Royal Raceway coming up as we get started in this first cup.
Yeah, you can see both teams down there laughing a little bit, but also talking a little bit of strategy, trying to get their game faces on and get ready for this competition.
So excited to see what this is, and you know, just again, this first race, we're going to see who was ready to play, and you know, we had that delay at the beginning, so see it, you know, maybe some nerves are out already, but we're ready to race.
Yeah, and in our last competition that we did, we saw quite the big separation even on this first map, so looking to see if it's a repeat of what happened last time, or if these two things will be a little bit different.
You know, one thing that we don't have, which is you know, a little bit different, I'm not seeing very many Yorkies out there.
Yeah, this is pretty odd. A lot of teams going with whatever works for them, it looks like. We got a baby Luigi out there. We got a me. We got Princess Peach, so we got everybody. Yeah,
just a little bit of everything. Diddy Kong. So right now, Lincoln East, 1, 2, 3, 7. So out in the lead, and then Creighton Prep, 3, 5, 6, 8. So as we start the second lap, we're already starting to see a little bit of separation by Lincoln East, really getting out in front.
Yeah, Lincoln East is got quite the lead with the blue shell coming
blue
in.
shell out, yeah.
Looks like his lead is still enough as the other team is catching up to him. But still able to hold on to that first position.
Yeah, so in that first position, and then his teammate right behind him in that second position, and then shortly after by the Creighton Prep, third place and fourth place. So again, all still pumped up pretty close. Again, items are going to matter on this third race. Who is able to get the items, who's able to defend the items, and just, you know, who's able to make a good race in this last lap.
Yeah, we'll see. There's no clear separation yet, and still anything can happen.
So what we are seeing though, Lincoln East, 1, 2, 3, 8, and Creighton Prep, 4, 5, 6, 7. We do see a blue shell coming in. We'll jump over
taking out first place.
You know, the nice thing again, his teammates are in that 1, 2, 3 position. So we're looking good here. So 1, 2, 3, 6. 1, 2, 3, 6 for Lincoln East. So a great finish from Lincoln East. So they're going to end up taking that first map 27-12 over Creighton Prep. So we got a 27-12 lead this first race of the first cup. So good race starting out from Lincoln East. We got Hyrule Circuit coming out in our second map. I don't know, is this a popular map? Do you think the players enjoy this one?
Anybody who's a fan of Legend of Zelda is going to love this map. It's just a love letter to the fans there. I love it as well. It's got some pretty unique features, as well as you can see the Master Sword and the town of Hyrule, so pretty exciting race.
Yeah, and again, the difference between this and the other ones is the gems, the
Yeah,
rupees.
you got the rupees instead of the coins.
So it's rupees with a B?
Yeah.
Okay. So acts the same as coins, but just a little bit different. So the Zelda coins. So we'll jump over to the first and second place racers for Lincoln East. And let's see who's in. Oh, second, third is kind of going back and forth here. So first place now taken over by our Creighton Prep players.
Yeah, while you're in the castle there, you'll see three kind of knobs, and if you hit all three of them, you'll open up a shortcut that'll take you right over the middle of the Master Sword.
That's what I was just going to say, because we saw that just got activated as our first place racer jumped over it. So currently 1, 3, 4, 6 for Lincoln East. 2, 3, 3-4-7 for Creighton Prep. So still, again, clumping up and back and forth, all sort of just kind of right there. You're starting to see a little separation, but all the racers are still all pretty close together. So triple mushroom over on our right side.
Yeah, Creighton Prep holding on to a lot of mushrooms right now, looking to make the most of a couple of these shortcuts. Yeah,
and those are, again, all in a couple spots right there at the end was a good one to use. You see a red shell over on the Creighton Prep side being used. We do have our second place player with the boombox, or is that what it's called?
Yeah, the horn.
The boombox. So Lincoln East 1-3-5-7, Creighton Prep 2-3-5-8. And still anyone's ball game here. We're kind of looking at our first place racer. Second and third keep going back and forth. Yeah, that second and third is just, they're right back and forth.
First place comes into an easy win.
So Lincoln East coming in 1-3-4-6. 1-3-4-6. One, 3, 4, 6 from Lincoln East. That would be a 2-5-7-8 for Creighton Prep. So Lincoln East is going to win that one 24-15 over Creighton Prep. That's actually going to extend their lead to 51-27 after 2 races of this first cup. And again, we got 4 races in each cup. So it is a best 2 out of 3. So we got a lot of racing still to do.
Yeah, Lincoln East is looking pretty comfortable down there with a pretty hefty lead going into race 3. But Creighton Prep surely isn't out of it yet. There's still a lot of racing left to do, like you said. And they're looking to shake things up a little bit as we go into Moo Moo Meadows.
Yeah, so Moo Moo Meadows, got to watch out for the cows. Got to watch out.
You got Monty the Mole in there.
Yep, got some moles jumping around. No one likes a sneaky mole.
Nobody likes a sneaky mole. Quite a bit of chaos here as they're going through the first pasture.
So as we're halfway into this first race, or first lap of this third race, Lincoln East out in the lead 1-4-6-8. Creighton Prep 2-4-5-7.
Quite a tight pack at the beginning of the race here as we go into lap 2. No clear separation yet.
So Lincoln East on the left, Creighton Prep on the right. Got Lincoln East leading the pack. His teammate in second. And then our third place racer from Creighton Prep. He's that bomb, the third place racer. Just missed it. So second and fourth being held by Lincoln East. As we start this third and final lap of this third race.
Yeah, and that's the strategy that Lincoln East has stuck to all 3 of these races. They've been getting somebody out in first and letting them get a heavy lead, and having the second player be back just a little bit to take all the shells, all the damage, all the unsavory items.
So 1, 2, 3, 6 from Lincoln East, 4, 5, 7, 8 from Creighton Prep. 1, 2, 3, 6 from Lincoln East. So 1, 2, 3, 6 from Lincoln East. That would be a 4, 5, 7, 8 for Creighton Prep. So 27-12 again, like we saw in that first race. So that'll extend their lead to a 78-39. Lead in this third cup, and actually that'll secure the win for this first cup. So Lincoln East will take Cup 1, but we'll still race Dragon Driftway just to, again, see what those racers, and see if we can get a little momentum coming from Creighton Prep.
Yeah, Lincoln East will use this map to stay warm, and Creighton Prep's going to use it to kind of look at picking apart Lincoln East's strategy.
Yeah, and we've heard it from several of our interviews that we've seen. These racers have to just learn styles. They got to figure out how people like to race, what items maybe they hold on to. defensive, offensive, which plays out there. So again, it's all about what may not seem like a competitive thing. Definitely very competitive here tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. And on Dragon Tripway, you're going to see lots of curves and turns, lots of lefts and rights. Pretty snaky raceway. So you're going to see lots of mini turbos, lots of points, and lots of tight turns.
So 1.467 from Lincoln East, 2.68 from Creighton Prep. Is that Bowser out in the front?
Yeah, you got Dry Bones Bowser out in the front, rocking a bit of unique skin. You don't see that too much in competitive play these days.
So second place is one of our Yoshis. He's coming on strong here. We'll see how he uses it. I think he's just a little bit off. Thought he had it. We're going to use this red shell offensively. Oh, and he picks the what's the thing in the middle called?
The peg.
The peg, yes. So again, the first place racer just right misses him. So 2.457 for Lincoln East. Creighton Prep holding that #1 spot with 1.358 right now.
Yeah, the Creighton Prep Yoshi out in first place is doing a good job using some defensive items to block off some of those red shells, but they just keep coming, and he's getting hammered all the way back to fourth place.
So first place being taken over by Lincoln East. So as we going around this third and final lap, Creighton Prep 2.457. Lincoln East is going to start finishing in 1.378. So 1.378 for Lincoln East. So that will put Lincoln East on top with a score of 97-59. So Lincoln East will take Cup 1, 97-59.
Yeah, taking Cup 1 there with a pretty comfortable lead there towards the end. Creighton Prep's going to be looking in Cup 2 to kind of shake things up. I don't know if they're going to try some different kart setups maybe, or just same thing but a little bit harder, or maybe, you know, these just weren't their races, and they'll know Cup 2 a little bit better.
Yeah, and it all comes down to just, again, like you said, the races and the cups, and not necessarily the cups, but the maps. So, you know, hey, again, they didn't get to prepare. We gave them the stuff,
yeah,
and they just said, okay, here we go, we're going to race. So excited to see now what we got for Cup 2. We'll take a look at our maps as they refresh. If you want to maybe go through some of those and give your thoughts.
Yeah, we've seen Sunshine Airport a couple times. That seems to be a favorite from all of our racers. Everybody seems to know that one a lot. You got a couple shortcuts in there towards the end, which can shake things up, especially at the end of a race. Can be pretty exciting. Twisted Mansion's an exciting one. Got some enemies on there. Yoshi Valley, lots of twists and turns on that one, and some different places where you can fall off the map, and just a giant egg rolling about, which can be treacherous for anybody. And then Ribbon Road, you got the classic toy room with some huge shortcuts on there, which can be super exciting to watch, but a little bit risky for our players to take.
Yeah, so Cup 2, Race 1, we're getting ready to start. Lincoln East on the left, Creighton Prep on the right. Lincoln East taking Cup 1, 97-59, so looking to win this cup and move on to a state championship, but Creighton Prep looking to find a way to take this to a Cup 3, coming out strong this second cup. So as we're jumping in here to the race, we'll see how the start goes. Already out in the front, Lincoln East in that #1 position. Again, early in this race, still a lot of movement happening, bunched up. It's kind of all about where they start.
Yeah, the beginning of the race can be some of the most important time because that's often when all the players are as close to each other as they'll be throughout the entire 3 laps. So if you can find a good spot in the pecking order there, then you're going to be set up for the rest of the race.
So Lincoln East 1-2-5-8, Creighton Prep 3-6, 5-6-7. So as we take a look at the 6th place racer, then we got a triple mushroom and triple green and a mushroom being used. So we can find our #1 racer over on the Lincoln East side again at Dry Bones Bowser. It seemed like he's been out front all day.
Yeah, taking quite the lead there on this second lap. He's got his teammate right behind him, just holds the board down, making it easy for him to keep in that first place spot.
So Lincoln East 1, 2, 3, 4 in those top 4 positions right now as we start the 3rd lap of this 3-lap race. We see a golden mushroom used by Creighton Prep. 7 still inside of the East.
Blue Shell takes out first place. He's got his teammate right behind him. Looks like Lincoln East is holding their top 3 spots right now.
Out to a big lead here. Lincoln East going to get the top 3 spots. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 7. So Lincoln East finishing 1, 2, 3, 7. So big start for them on this first race.
Yeah, you can see some of the teamwork that Lincoln East is incorporating when that blue shell came on lap 3. They had 2 teammates right behind to kind of help take those top 2 spots, and we're still able to lock down the top 1, 2, and 3 positions.
So Lincoln East is out in the lead after 1 race, 26-13, as we move into Twisted Mansion.
Twisted Mansion is another fan favorite, I think. Just a fun race to watch. Lots going on and lots of different little Easter eggs, and a huge shortcut right at the beginning, which is always my favorite to see. Who's getting that mushroom in the first box, and who's gonna swing left immediately to get the lead.
So we did see that early in the last semifinal match where somebody sat back a little bit and tried to get that mushroom. During that year, all was going for big race. We did get a mushroom here in the back positions. So again, Shy Guy going from 7th to 2nd, real quick with that mushroom.
Yeah, Shy Guy not being shy about using those shrooms wherever he can.
So first position taken over by Lincoln East. 2nd place, Creighton Prep. First place racer with a pretty good stockpile.
Lots of shells. Looks like he's taking some hits too.
That red shell. So first place taken over by Creighton Prep. One, 4, 6, 8 by Creighton Prep. 2, 3, 5, 7 from Lincoln East. So still a little clumped together. There's a bunch of packs kind of running together, but trying to see a little separation from our 1 and 2. So 2 throwing that red shell.
Yeah, hitting first place and overtaking, putting first place Shy Guy all the way back into 3rd.
Yeah, that really helped Lincoln East again.
Here comes that blue shell though. Shake things up.
Blue shell, teammates behind him. Teammates going to take that lead. Shy Guy back in 2nd with the green shell. As we halfway through this 3rd lap, Lincoln East out in the lead, 1, 3, 5, 8. Creighton Prep in 2, 4, 6, 7.
See Shy Guy try and use this last-ditch effort to shoot him across the grass. Isn't quite enough to steal first, but locks down second place excellently.
1, 3, 4, 5. 1, 3, 4, 5 for Lincoln East. So that's going to give Lincoln East the win there in that map, 25-14, extending their lead 51-27 over Creighton Prep. So big blue shell that helped out. And here we are moving into Yoshi's Valley in our third race of our second cup.
Yeah, we'll see. Creighton Prep is going to have to go all out on this map. They want to see a cup 3. Like I've said before, Yoshi Valley, lots of lefts and rights you can take. There's a long way, there's a short way, but I'm sure to all of our competitors, there's only one right way. I'll take that. You can see some bumps and bruises happening. The sort of beginning scuffle here where everybody's close together.
You talked about in that middle piece, there's several different passes to do. It looked like our 6 racers took the far left path. The 2 players in 7th and 8th kind of took a right path, and whether that be strategy, whether that be just a oopsie, or I guess ultimately just preference. So ultimately, we're still racing. So 1, 2, 6 for Creighton Prep. So good start to this first lap. When we enter into the second lap.
Yeah, this is one of our longer races, I feel like. So, Lincoln East has got some time to kind of catch up. Creighton Prep's doing a good job of locking out some of the top positions right now.
So here we go as we're starting the third and final lap.
See Creighton Prep holding onto a little boombox there in first place, protected. Oh, it gets hit by a green shell just as I'm saying that.
So that Lincoln East takes that number 1 position. Lincoln East in 1, 4, 5, 7. Creighton Prep 2, 3, 6, 8.
Creighton Prep seems to be pretty comfortable on this map. It seems like when they've practiced a lot, they know the routes.
Oh, guts hit by a green.
Yeah, Creighton Prep almost stealing first place there, but Baby Luigi from Lincoln East able to hold on to it.
So Creighton Prep 2, 3, 6, 8. So that 6th place racer just gets hit by the green shell. Was up in 4th, but again, just an unfortunate. Lincoln East taking that one 21-18, bringing the match score to 72-45. So as we enter our 4th and final race of Ribbon Road, score 72-45. We'll see what happens here as we begin this race.
Yeah, Creighton Prep is just slowly closing inch by inch up on Lincoln East. They're not letting them take an easy W on this one. Yeah, Lincoln East has been doing a really good job of locking out a couple positions really close together and sticking together as a team and kind of shutting out Creighton Prep. And on Yoshi Valley, Creighton Prep was able to kind of break up that formation a little bit. And I think that's what helped them do a lot better on that map. Starting on Ribbon Road here, you see lots of mini turbos here around the first corner. Anybody who loves the drifts loves this map. You'll see once we get past this ramp section here, You'll see lots of players swing in immediate right to try and take this little shortcut that we see here. It can be a little bit risky, a little bit narrow, maybe to fall off, and another one immediately after. Some of your skilled players are going to be doing both of those super consistently, which is awesome. You'll see second place here, Creighton Prep holding on to some defensive items. In first place, in the East doing the exact same, both trying to hold on to their positions. In second place, maybe even trying to steal first place. Baby Luigi in first place holding on to that item. Gaining a bit of a lead here. Second place a little bit behind. Going for those shortcuts. First place is able to make it. He's back on routing, flying over. Got to watch out to avoid some of these slinky boxes that we see there. See, looking at East player back in 7th, Ethan Starr, and getting some mushrooms, trying to make up some ground here and get back up with his teammates. We have Lincoln East 1 and 4, and Creighton 3 and 7. Yeah, Lincoln East driving on down, falling off for the shortcuts there, but gaining back the time in no time and taking out Winston's Peach in the process. As we're headed into our last turn, that could be as dead. And as we finish here, we got Lincoln East in 3rd and 7th, and Creighton Prep in 4th and 5th.
So with that race, Lincoln East is going to beat Creighton Prep. So final score 93-63 in that last race of the second cup.
Yeah, great job by both teams here. We've seen a lot of 2 cups and out, and the Lincoln East versus Creighton Prep was not so different. Yeah, we're going to see our players shake hands here, show a little sportsmanship for a match well done on both ends.
Welcome back to the Division I Mario Kart Championships. We are into our medal rounds now, right? So
yeah.
3rd and 4th place match coming up. We're going to take a look at 2 of our teams that you know, as they're getting in, they're getting set up. Over on the left side here, we got, see if we can get them. We got Gretna not wanting to show up. Oh, Gretna. There we go, Gretna. So Gretna is sitting over here getting warmed up, ready to go, Creighton profiles. And then we also have over on the right side, we've got Creighton Prep ready to roll. So, again, looking forward to this match between these 2 teams. 3rd and 4th place match, so winner's going to take 3rd, and excited for this one to take place.
Yeah, and from what we've seen from both of their previous matches, it should be pretty competitive. Both teams seem to be at about the same skill level, so I'm looking forward to a good, fun, competitive match.
So players getting ready to get started here. And we'll take a look here at the maps as we start updating our... And I'll have to upgrade that team score, but you maybe talk a little bit about maps here while we get started.
Yeah, starting off, we have one we've already seen and they've already played today, Hyrule Circuit coming up first. You also got Yoshi Valley, which we did, and Mount Wario, which we saw yesterday, and Sweet, Sweet Canyon. That one's a new one, but as we get started here on Hyrule Circuit, we're seeing Gretna in 2nd and 3rd place, rocking with Donkey Kong and a little Koopa Troopa action.
So Gretna and Creighton Prep in our first cup of this best 2 out of 3 as we get going with Hyrule.
Yeah, out in first place we got Waluigi, who seems to be a fan favorite, being taken over by one of his teammates there.
So Gretna on the left, Creighton Prep on the right. Creighton Prep taking over that number 1 spot, followed by very, very closely, and just using that red shell to pass. So Gretna taking over the number 1 spot.
Yeah, and this is just what I was expecting when I was saying this is going to be a competitive match. You got everybody kind of clumped up here, up in the front, which is makes for an exciting race.
So right now, Gretna in the top 2 positions, followed by Creighton Prep 3 and 4. Number 5 position using that boombox to help them out. We'll see that shortcut being activated here.
Yeah, and another scuffle up in the first and second and third place are all right back and forth.
So right now, everything pretty close. See our number 1 racer getting out a little bit further. Again, as we see our 10 coins being used and 10 coins being collected. So again, when you have those 10 coins, you go just a little bit faster. So right now, Gretna 1, 4, 6, 8. Creighton Prep 2, 3, 5, and 7.
Yeah, and you'll see first place holding onto that bomb, which can be a little bit risky as a defensive item. You got to have the timing just right when you let go of that to block a red shell or a green shell. But if you have the skill, let's use it. Oh, and a blue shell on its way, taking out second place, securing that first place for Gretna.
Was able to do it. So we got Creighton Prep 2, 4, 6, 7. So Creighton Prep with a 2, 4. And that would put Gretna in that 1, 3, 5, 8 spot. So after map 1, Gretna taking the early lead 21-18 over Creighton Prep.
Yeah, we'll head into Yoshi Valley, which is another race we saw in their last matchup in Cup 2. But we'll see probably another exciting race in this one. Is very close at Hyrule Circuit, and I wouldn't expect anything less at Yoshi Valley.
So Yoshi Valley, our second race of this first cup. Gretna up 21-18 as we get ready for this second race.
Very tight groupings here at the beginning as they try and cross this bridge. You can see some people falling off already. Waluigi putting them all the way back in 8th place to start the match.
Again, we saw this map in our semifinals. Again, one of those where you got a couple different choices as you run through the middle of the map. Different places, different choices. So currently Creighton Prep in that number 1 spot, followed by Lincoln East. And then 3 and 4 taken by Creighton Prep. So currently Gretna 1, 2, 3, 8. So they got those top positions, followed by Creighton Prep 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, locking out those top 3 positions like we talked about a little before is just nice to have that padding when you're in first and second place with that third place player, you know, kind of taking all the red shells for you from the opposing team. So 1, 2, 5, 8 now for Gretna. 3, 4, 6, 7, Creighton Prep. And as we about halfway through this second lap and halfway through this map. So we'll try to, right now Gretna just, their top 2 players neck and neck, and actually 1, 2, 3, 8 again. Creighton Prep 4, 5, 6, 7. So see what happens here as we got a blue shell out. We hear the players yelling it, blue, blue. So we're coming into the last piece of this. Oh, gonna fall off the map there.
Gretna. And we'll jump over to our first place racer as we're coming into the final stretch here.
See if Creighton Prep can hang on to it.
So Creighton Prep in some of the top positions, red shell out.
And a nice defensive banana there at the last second to secure the win.
So 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, 8. So 1, 3, 4, 8. Oh, this puts this back as a ball game. So Creighton Prep's gonna win that one 22-17. Creighton Prep takes the lead 40-38 as we are halfway through this first cup.
Yeah, and I would expect nothing less from these two teams. From what we saw before, they seem to be very evenly matched, and it's going to be a competitive fight. They're going to have to claw their way all the way to the top through each cup on this one.
So Mount Wario, a new one we have not seen yet today. We'll see how the racers handle it. Again, big piece right in the middle. We always talk about the trees in the middle, so hopefully these players have used played some of these maps as we get ready for the third race of this first cup.
Yeah, this will be the first one we've seen today with no laps, just straight from top of the mountain to the bottom of the mountain. So looking to see how both teams adapt to that.
So as we get started, Gretna out in front, 1, 2, 6, 7. Creighton Prep in that third position.
And as we come around this next turn here, you're going to see a big shortcut that our first place player is going to go for. A nice little jump over the canyon there.
Again, that's just a knowing the map, knowing the jump. And again, a lot of these players use that one. Again, a big jump. Again, most of these players anymore, I think that's an easy jump for them. They've done this, so many times, but some of these maps you just got to play them so you know where those jumps, those shortcuts are.
Yeah, it just becomes muscle memory after a while, and you get real comfortable with it, and it feels wrong if you don't do it.
So Creighton Prep still in that number 1 position, followed by Gretna in the 2 position. So Gretna holding that 2-3 spot. So currently Creighton Prep 2, 4, 5, 7. Gretna taking the 1, 2, 6, 8 spot. So we got a bullet bill coming out on our Creighton Prep side. And the trees, we're seeing our couple players going with the pinball effect through the trees.
Yeah. Trees can always be a little bit difficult, especially if, there are a bunch of items getting thrown in there. It can be difficult to dodge the trees and the items all at once.
So as we enter the final slalom of our third part of this race, again, this is just where speed is going to come in. A couple items being used.
Yeah, you can see our second place player is trying to make a catch up to first place, but gets hammered by a red shell.
So first place being held by Gretna. Lincoln East in that second position. Oh, just getting hit with the green shell. So
it goes
Creighton
all
Prep,
the way into 5th place from
2,
second.
4, 5, 6. So great snipe with that green shell from Gretna. That one's a close one. Creighton Prep taking that one 20-19 over Gretna, making our series 60-57.
Yeah, it's all going to come down to sweet, sweet canyon, which we haven't seen at all yet today.
So last map, winner's going to take this cup. It's going to come down to every position all the way from 1st to 8th. Again, if you can get 7th instead of 8th, it's just those points. Those little points are going to matter.
Yeah, right now we're looking at a 3-point difference, and that can be just the difference between one mushroom or one green shell just right at the end of the race today.
So as we get started here in race number 4 of this first cup, everyone pretty clumped up together as we see what happens. 8th place from Creighton Prep does have a red shell, used it to take over that 7th place spot.
Yeah, everybody being pretty conservative with their items right now, trying to hold out and maybe use them a little bit more defensively than offensively, afraid to risk anything when the game's this close.
So
3 mushrooms in that earth for 8th place spot. First place is in the favor of Gretna, followed by Creighton Prep in that 2nd place spot.
Seeing a nice little shortcut through the donut hole by a couple of our players with some mushrooms.
So all of a sudden our 2nd place player goes all the way back to 7th. Again, that's how closely clumped up this whole map is right now as we start our 2nd lap.
Yeah, both teams have brought their A game on this last map, and insane things just keep happening. I'm seeing bombs go off. I'm seeing some fire petals being shot. I'm seeing some red shells flying. Just craziness all over.
So Gretna in the 1, 2, 6, 8 position. Creighton Prep 3, 4, 5, 7. So Gretna in the lead right now and holding strong. We just got a Super 8 from our 8th place. Again, those Super 8s, again, all the items, and they just kind of get to pick and choose or as they goes in front of them. So quickly getting rid of that and taking over the 7th place position.
Yeah, it gives you a little bit of everything, which can make everything a little bit harder for everybody else.
So our 1st place racer way out in front. We're going to take a look at our 2nd place racer. So as we're that's going to be the place that's going to matter here. As he gets hit instantly. All right,
overtaken all the way into 6th place on the last
2, 3,
turn.
4, 7.
It's going to be an extremely close first cup.
So based on our calculations, we got a final score. So right there, Creighton Prep's going to take it 81-75. That 2nd map, that shell there at the end, really helped. And again, it dropped Gretna back. Drops him back, and all of a sudden, again, you go from, I think he was in 2nd place at the time, drops him back to 5th. And again, it's Mario Kart there.
Yeah, and just that's some classic Mario Kart gameplay. You know, a green shell on the last 100 feet or so of the race could have changed everything. And nothing is quite more Mario Kart than that. Yeah, an extremely close first cup. Both teams are going to be looking to battle it out again in the cup number 2 here.
So as we jump over and take a look at our Creighton Prep team here, doing a great job here to come back in that last cup. Again, it was close all the way through, doing a great job. So we'll take a look here as we get our maps updated.
And you can see Get Up doing a little stretching, making sure they're nice and limber for cup number 2 coming up. Making sure they don't have any stiff joints or anything. All the back issues are taken care of. They're bringing their A game.
So maps are updated. We'll get the scores figured out here and updated there. If you want to talk about maybe a couple of those maps that you're seeing.
Yeah, we're seeing Twisted Mansion again in Cup 2, which is awesome. It seems to be a favorite for us here. One the racers should be familiar with at this point. They've raced it a couple times. You'll see in Mount Wario again in Cup number 2. Yoshi Circuit as well, and then DK Jungle, which I believe is a new one for us. And we said it before, there's a huge shortcut right at the beginning of Twisted Mansion here. So I'm always interested to see who's going to get that mushroom in the first box and go for the shortcut immediately. Try to front run this whole race.
So Twisted Mansion, our first race of the 2nd cup. Creighton Prep taking the slight edge over Gretna, 81-75 in that first cup. As we start this 2nd cup out on Twisted Mansion. So take a look at our 1st place racer from Creighton Prep. We got Shy Guy out in the lead, holding that green item, or that green shell is a defensive item. And again, right now, Creighton Prep, 1, 2, 3, 6. 1, 2, 3, 6, so some of those top spots.
Yeah, and we're going to see our 6th place Yoshi here from Gretna take a huge shortcut right at the end of lap number 1. And maybe save a mushroom for the other shortcut here going into lap number 2.
Yes, he did. So using that triple mushroom there to take him all the way up to second place. So currently Gretna 2, 5, 6, 7. Creighton Prep 1, 3, 4, 8. So red shell coming out. First place, Shy Guys still had that green shell to use as that defensive item.
And we're seeing not really a huge separation by any means. It's still pretty close going into our last lap here. Anybody's game at this point. See first place taken out by a red shell, and Gretna is able to take over first place, but just for a split second.
So Gretna taken in the top 4 positions. They are rolling in this first race as we go the third and final lap, about halfway through here. A couple more turns to see as we are Gretna 1, 2, 3, 4.
Locking down and having a couple close calls, almost running into another player's bomb there in the tunnel.
So finishing strong here as we cross the finish line. 1, 4, 6, 7. 1, 4, 6, 7 for Gretna. And you know, that's the crazy thing is things change so quickly. Just had the 1, 2, 3, 4 spot, and then all of a sudden Creighton Prep out of nowhere takes over a couple of those spots. So Gretna still on top after one race, 20-19.
So close.
So close.
So close. This is probably the closest race we've seen in the past 2 days here at NSCSA. And that just goes to show how evenly matched these two teams are. I'm looking to see this go into a Cup 3. I want to see Gretna take this one.
So Mount Wario will be our second race of this second cup.
Yeah, and they should be nice and warm and familiar with this track. They've raced it one time already today, so I'm looking for them to really bust out the moves on this one. Looks like we have a burn out on Gretna's side, putting him in a little bit of a disadvantage here going into the beginning of Wario's Mountain.
We'll jump over to Gretna's first place racer as they're 1 and 2 on Gretna's side. So 1, 2, 4, 8. Creighton Prep 2, 5, 6, 7. So early in this downhill race.
Holding on to a little bit of the boom box there. Pretty safe spot for a first player in case of a blue shell coming their way.
So Gretna taking over that number 1 spot. Again, making sure they hit the boost pads as you go through the water there. You need to make sure that, if not, going through the water will slow you down. So Gretna 1, 5, 6, 7. Creighton Prep 2, 3, 4, 8.
Yeah, and here we are into the dreaded tree section.
The dreaded tree. We'll take a look at our top racers here.
Yeah, super close positioning between first and second.
Yeah, Creighton Prep takes over that first spot, and then Gretna takes it right back. We'll jump to our third and fourth place from Gretna as we go down the last slalom of our downhill race. Trying to pick. We'll jump back over to our first place racer in second place as we're coming around the home stretch, hitting the last couple boosts and the last jump.
Yeah, extremely close by all teams here. Gretna's going to try and hang on to that first place spot by getting through these rings, getting that extra speed boost. As they come around to the finish, it looks like Gretna's going to get first place here. Oh, and a huge bomb there at the end, upsetting everything.
So Creighton Prep 3, 4, 6, 7. 3, 4, 6, 7.
Another extremely close race.
And again, it comes down to the bomb. Gretna hits the bomb, drops a couple of the back players. So again, Gretna takes that one 23-16. Gretna takes map 2, and actually that then extends her lead. Gretna's up 43-35 in this second cup.
Yeah, they need to show up here on Yoshi's circuit, and they could take this to a Cup 3.
So great race there by Gretna, and that second cup, again, a big bomb at the end, which helped them extend that lead just a little bit over Creighton Prep. But again, as we've seen all day today, again, one race is a big thing.
Yeah, and I've said it before, I'll say it again, Mario Kart is a game of inches, not miles. You know, you can do the whole race perfectly, but a bomb at the end can upset your whole run.
So good starts by our racers here as we start Yoshi's circuit.
It's another nice little mushroom shortcut here through Yoshi Falls.
Yep, and we saw that taken there by Creighton Prep. Again, our second place racer was way back in 7th, had that mushroom, and then able to jump him all the way back up into 2nd place.
Yeah, Creighton rocking spots number 1 and 2 right now. An early lead.
So 1, 2, 3, 8. 1, 2, 3, 8 from Creighton Prep. 4, 5, 6, 7 from Gretna. So holding the top 3 spots here. Creighton Prep, again, got some items. They're going to see what they can do with it. Again, they're 3rd and 4th place players. They're defending. Gretna able to take over that number 1 spot with a couple items. Gonna maybe get hit here with a red shell as Creighton Prep takes over that.
Yeah, and I'm hearing some excitement down on the floor with this blue shell coming in.
Blue shell comes out. We got Gretna in 1, 2. This is just back and forth. I am seeing our 1st, 2nd, 3rd players dropping all over the place. Here we go, final lap of this 3rd race.
It's been absolutely insane so far, and still anybody's race at this point. Things are going back and forth, just like you said. People holding on to mushrooms and bananas and just throwing things left and right.
So Gretna 1, 2, 5, 7 got those top 2 positions. 3rd and 4th from Creighton Prep. We'll see here in these final turns who's going to take those top spots as we get ready to end this cup.
Hearing lots of excitement down on the floor as things are nearing the end of our 3rd lap here.
So 2, 3, 5, 7. 2, 3, 5, 7 from Creighton Prep. So I think that's going to give them the slight edge over Gretna on this one. So yeah, Creighton Prep's going to take this 20-19 just by that 1-point margin. That's going to put our cup score, though, 62-55 as we enter the final race.
Yeah, this has been neck and neck the whole way. Gretna's got a little bit of a lead here, but I think Creighton still has the opportunity to steal if they really show up at DK Jungle.
So we got our players coming out. Again, both teams, final race. Gretna needs this one to extend it to a third cup. Creighton Prep wins the first cup. Gretna's ahead this cup. So again, Gretna needs this if they want to keep their hopes and dreams alive of making it to that championship match.
Yeah, you can see some of the Gretna players are dialed in. They're saying, let's go to the crowd, trying to get some crowd interaction down there and just trying to hype themselves up for a last 4th race here.
We're excited for a third cup. We want to see a third cup.
Yeah,
so
I want to see a third cup.
I'm kind of rooting for Gretna here.
I'm rooting for Gretna. I'll say it. I'm not afraid.
So here we go. 4th race, 2nd cup, DK Jungle.
Seeing Gretna in 1 and 3rd place with a little Creighton Prep Diddy Kong in 2nd, splitting them up.
So 1, 3, 5, 8 from Gretna, 2, 3, 6, 7 for Creighton Prep. So here we go. Coming around the last turn of this first lap. We're going to see our first place racer take a little bit of a shortcut. There's just a little shortcut there that you can do without a boost.
Yeah, it gives you an opportunity to do a trick off the end and get a little mini turbo there.
So 1, 3, 6, 7 from Gretna, 2, 4, 5, 8 on the side of Creighton Prep. So 2nd lap. Got a Red Shells out. Bullet Bill in our 8th place. Going through trying to hit his opponent.
Oh, an immediate crazy 8 after that. That could be a game changer.
So 137. We do have a blue shell out that actually hits the other side, or is actually his own teammate. So 1-4-5-7 for Creighton Prep. 3-4-7-8 for Gretna.
Got a very tight pack
This is
here
good. This is close.
at the beginning. It's going to be anybody's game.
So third and final lap. Here we go. Find our first place racer. So 2-4-6-7 on the side of Gretna. 1-2-5-8 Creighton Prep. Triple red shell from Creighton Prep.
People falling off and getting hit. We got our second place player hoarding some shells and getting knocked
getting
off
knocked
right before
off.
the shortcut, going all the way to 5th place
So 1-2.
and stealing 4th at the end by the
6,
dry bones.
8. 1-2, 6, 8.
What an insane race. Neck and neck the whole way. It's going to be a close one, folks.
So 17-22 in favor of Creighton Prep, but that's going to put a Gretna 79-77 in this second cup. Again, coming down to those last couple racers, 79-77 in this second cup.
Yeah, just a 2-point difference for a Cup 2 win by Gretna. They did a great job in all the races, sticking together as a team, but last lap can always make a huge difference on these races, and we've seen it a lot.
Yeah, so again, Creighton Prep getting dialed in here. They got some maps to choose. Again, Gretna excited for, that championship still. Again, it's there, that championship. Both teams excited for what is in store for both of their teams as we get ready here now for our third and final cup. We'll get some things updated, our maps updated, and you can talk a little bit about what we are going to see here.
Yeah, both teams well fought to make it this far in Cup 3. We're going to see Moo Moo Meadows, an absolute banger of a course to start off Cup 3. We've seen it a lot in these past couple days. I'm hearing some cheers from the Gretna side. They seem to love Moo Moo Meadows. Seems to be a little team favorite there. A little bit of a moo to kind of maybe egg on the other team a little bit. Sunshine Airport, another popular one. Cheeseland can be an absolutely insane course. There's some opportunities for some absolutely broken shortcuts there if you get a couple mushrooms. And then Mute City, very technical course.
So here we go as we start this third and final cup of our third place match between Gretna and Creighton Prep. Creighton Prep taking Cup 1 81-75. Gretna taking Cup 2 79-77. And here we are, third cup.
Yeah, here we go. We see a nice little shortcut by the Peach there to put her into second place. We have the Gretna Yoshi getting hit by a red shell from first all the way to 6th now. And this is just what I would expect from these two teams. Very tight bunch at the beginning of the race. And people are trading places like Pokemon cards here.
So back and forth. First place being taken over by Gretna. So 1-5-6-8 for Gretna. 2-3-4-7 Creighton Prep.
And somebody looks like they tried to booby trap one of the ramps there by setting a couple bananas on it. Waiting for somebody.
I mean, that's how you do it, right?
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
gotta do it right before the boost pad.
The biggest thing though is again that comes back to that teamwork. That's great, but you got to make sure your teammates know about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So 1-5-6-7 by Gretna, 2, 3, 4, 7 by Creighton Prep.
And a nicely timed bullet bill by Diddy Kong, moving him all the way into 6th place and taking out some opponents on the way.
So first place still by Gretna. Second place is a little bit further behind here. Got a green shell. It might have got hit.
Blue shell headed towards the top. We'll see if it catches anybody before they finish.
2, 3. That's going to be 2, 3, 4, 5. Big map by Creighton Prep as Gretna 1, 6, 7, 8. So Creighton Prep's going to take map 1 23-16 after race 1 of this third cup.
Yeah, headed into Sunshine Airport. Gretna's going to look to make the comeback here. You know, they showed us they have what it takes in a Cup 2. They have what it takes to, score highly. I think it's just a matter of some consistency, staying together mentally and physically on their end.
So Sunshine Airport will be our second map of this third cup. Again, tied 1-1. Winner of this cup is going to get third place of this Division I state championship. So here we are, Sunshine Airport.
Yeah, and the beginning scuffle between these two teams at the beginning of every race has been one of my favorite parts to watch. You're seeing lots of items flying, lots of places being traded, and lots of mushrooms being used. It's been pretty crazy.
So 1, 3, 7, 8 Gretna, 2, 4, 5, 7 for Creighton Prep. So first place still being held by Creighton Prep as we're coming into the last stretch of this first lap. Lap 2. 1-2 now with Gretna. We got 3, 4, 5, 6 for Creighton Prep.
Yeah, and this is where that mental toughness comes in. Sometimes on races you're able to get like way far ahead and maybe take a little bit of a mental break, check out a little bit, but not in any of these races that we've seen in this cup. You've had to stay tough all the way through, make sure you're communicating with your team, make sure your item management is doing well, and make sure you're staying on top of things.
So 1, 2, 5, 8, and 3, 5, 7, 6, 7 for Creighton Prep. So coming into the last couple baggage claim turns through lap 2. First and second back and forth between the two Gretna players.
Yeah,
Creighton Prep.
Looks like they have each other's backs there, holding on to some defensive items, giving each other a little bit of a cushion in the first and second spot.
So Gretna 1, 2, 3, 5 currently.
They're looking to take those top 4 spots, and that would put them right back on top.
That would be a huge spot here in this second race. So 1, 2, 3, 6. Again, it's so close.
Yeah, they just need to hang on for
as
one
we
last
enter around
turn.
this last turn.
Do they have what it takes?
So we'll just kind of see, kind of holding on to this. So 1, 2, 3, 8. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 7.
1, 2, 3, 7. That's good stuff. That's good stuff from Gretna. They seem pretty pleased with themselves after that performance.
So yeah, the 7th place was back in 8th and just had a nice little boost there to take him in. So Gretna's going to win that one 26-13 over Creighton Prep. That's going to take the lead. Gretna 42, Creighton Prep 36, halfway through this third cup.
Yeah, and Gretna was trailing just after one race there, and they turned right around and showed Creighton Prep who's boss, taking the top 3 positions. We'll see if Creighton Prep has a response on Cheeseland.
Yeah, and, we talked about it. You're mentioning it, just mental toughness. Hey, we are now 10 races into this series right now. I mean, that's a lot of races.
Yeah, that's a lot of Mario Kart and a lot of red shells to deal with.
But they've been training all season for this, and some of them, heck, maybe for the last few years for this. So
yeah,
this is exciting times.
Absolutely. Cheeseland, an absolutely insane course. There's going to be some opportunities for some huge shortcuts here. We'll see if any of our players are able to have the mushrooms and item management to take advantage of those.
So Cup 3, Map 3, Cheeseland. We're going to find our first place racer from Gretna. See our 7th place racer falling off the edge there. Again, some shortcuts, some places you can fall off. You got the
chain chomps around every corner, taking out players left and right.
So Gretna 1-3-5-8, Creighton Prep 2-4-5-7 as we start this second lap. So see a couple red shells coming out. 3rd place has a triple mushroom. 7th place has a triple mushroom. 6th place has a triple mushroom.
Yeah, and they're waiting to use those, no doubt, at some of these shortcuts here. 4th place using that to glide over the section of the map and continuing the shortcut even on the left side, going all the way from 5th into 2nd place as they go into the last lap.
So 1st place right now being held by player from Creighton Prep. 2nd place Gretna. 3rd place being taken over now by Creighton Prep. So 3rd and final lap as we're coming into our about halfway through this 3rd and final lap. So Gretna 2-4-7-8, Creighton Prep 1-3-6-2-6. So again, find our first place racer. So 1-2-4-7, 1-2-4-7 for Creighton Prep.
Yeah, and you hear some claps down on the floor. Both teams seem to be pretty pleased with what they were able to accomplish on this map, given the circumstances.
So Creighton Prep's going to take that one 25-14, which takes our team score to 61-56 as we go into Mute City, Map 4.
I mean, what an absolute show they're putting on for our audience today. You know, Creighton Prep was able to take Moo Moo Meadows, and then Gretna responded with Sunshine Airport, and then Creighton Prep right back at him at Cheeseland. We'll see who's able to capitalize on Mute City, and that'll be the winner. And I wouldn't have it any other way for Cup 3.
So again, Mute City, one of the things we can talk about the coin pads or the boosts. We see that right away. Who takes which path as we get started?
Yeah, you'll see some players go to the pads on the left or right, and that's going to be how you get coins on this map. They're a little bit harder as they're not just laying around for easy pickup. But you're going to see as many players as you can stick to the boost pad path that you just saw there.
So that's what our 1st and 2nd place players from Creighton Prep decided to do. But again, you see those coins a little bit less. They're picking up the 2nd boost pads now. So 1 and 2.
Oh, and a couple of players falling off. Another treacherous thing about this one is, you know, there are some shortcuts, but you can fall off pretty easy just as well.
So back and forth game right now. Creighton Prep in that top position as we start the 2nd lap of Mute City, our final lap. Again, in this cup, Creighton Prep up 61-56.
Yeah, nice time to red shell from Gretna there to take 1st place.
So 1-4-5-6 for Gretna, 2-3-7-8 for Creighton Prep. Back and forth ball game.
A couple nice shortcuts being taken here by both teams.
So Gretna in that top position. 2nd place also a Gretna player. Again, the 7th place player back here was all the way up in 2nd, just kind of got hit by a bunch of red shells.
Yeah, it's going back and forth. It's got me on the edge of my seat.
So Gretna looking good right now in this 3rd lap. 1, 2, 3, 5. As Gretna's coming around, as we're coming into about the halfway mark of this lap.
Yeah, and this
blue
is it.
Shell
this is for all the marbles, and the blue shell couldn't have been worse timed for Gretna.
So 1, 2, 3. We'll see what happens here with Gretna. So 1, 2, 4, 5.
And I'm hearing some cheering from Gretna.
So we'll update some scores. 1, 2, 4, 5. that might be enough for Gretna to take this match, and it is.
We'll see.
Gretna is going to take this 83-73 over Creighton Prep.
Yeah, congratulations to Gretna. They put up one heck of a race. You know, on this third cup, back and forth on each race, and Gretna kept that pattern going with the answer on Mute City.
Welcome back, everyone, to our Division 1 NSCSA Winter State Championship. We are down to the final match of this division. We got our championship match between Kearney High, the number 1 seed, and Lincoln East, the number 6 seed. Excited to see what this match all entails. We'll go ahead and take a look at our bracket that we have seen. Again, first round, Kearney and Gretna played. Kearney 2-0 over Gretna, and really, I don't know if it was much of a match. You know, Kearney kind of ran away with it.
Yeah. And just like we saw with both teams in their first match today.
Yeah, so Lincoln East over Creighton Prep, also kind of, again, a blow-away match. And, you know, we just saw an incredible third and fourth place match. Again, Gretna over Creighton Prep 2-1. Each one of those cups went down basically to the end, and then we did see Gretna getting that win over Creighton Prep. So now, again, Kearney and Lincoln East, again, both teams getting warmed up, ready to roll as we get ready for this. So, again, over on our left side of the screen, we're going to see Lincoln East as we get ready to play. Again, already starting to strategize a little bit, see what's going on. And, again, Kearney will be over on our right side of the screen. So excited to see what happens here as we get ready. So lobbies are made, players are ready to go.
Yeah, you can see both teams there, you know, maybe getting some jitters out.
So as we get going.
Yeah, you can see both teams there getting some jitters out, getting the game face. You know, this match is a big deal for first and second place here. They're not playing for just, you know, backyard games or just for fun. This is for the championship here.
Yeah, so Kearney will be on our right side and Lincoln East on the left side as we start this championship match. So talk a little bit about the maps. Again, we saw them in the earlier match. What do we see here with some of them?
Yeah, they've already seen some of these maps today, like Yoshi Valley and Hyrule Circuit, so they should be familiar with those. They're going to see Mount Wario in Cup 1 and Cup 2, I believe, if I remember correctly. And then Sweet Sweet Canyon is brand new to them today. So excited to see how both teams compete on those maps as we go into Hyrule Circuit here.
So Hyrule Circuit, we're going to see the rupees instead of the gems, or instead of the coins, as we get going in this first race of our championship match.
Yeah, and you'll see we have the return of all the Yoshi characters again on Kearney's side. They got Yoshi with the teddy buggy and the roller wheels. They've really been the only team I've seen today who's sticking. Almost all their players are sticking to the meta.
So first and second place back and forth again. Lincoln East fighting themselves up there at the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 5 for Lincoln East. 4, 6, 7, 8 on the side of Kearney.
Yeah, and Lincoln East is doing a good job of sticking with their strategy that worked for them in their last matchup today, which is locking out those top 2 positions and then getting somebody in third to kind of take the red shells, take the damage for them while you know, those top 2 positions sit pretty.
So 1, 2, 5, 7 for Lincoln East. Kearney 3, 5, 4, 8. So we do see. We hear Blue Shell out.
Blue Shell on his way to first place.
First place does have quite a bit of a lead. He might still hold that number 1 spot. Just picking up a horn, but just a little bit late on that one. So 1-4-5-7 for Lincoln East, 2-3-6-8 for Kearney.
Yeah, and pretty tight here up at the front after that blue shell. Not able to get as much separation as they would probably like on Lincoln East side.
So as we begin the third and final lap, Lincoln East in the top. I should say we're almost done with it. So 1-3-5-8 for
yeah,
East.
pretty evenly spread out place-wise between both teams. Both teams looking pretty competitive after just one race here.
So that'll give Lincoln East the win on this one, 21-18 over Kearney as we just starting this cup. So 21-18 Lincoln East over Kearney as we go into map 2 of the first cup.
Yeah, and they're back at Yoshi Valley again, a race both teams have seen today. You know, they're going to look to perfect their lines on this one. I'm seeing some of the Lincoln East players getting a refill on Skittles from their coach, little energy burst. Very, very important for racing.
Yeah, so Coach Herbal doing a good job to fuel his players in this championship match. So Lincoln East up 21-18 as we go into Yoshi Valley.
Yeah, and we'll see right here at the beginning, you know, when everybody's so close like this, especially on a map with so many different turns and stuff, you'll see a pecking order begin to develop almost immediately as they get into kind of the race, the meat of the race here.
So Lincoln East 1, 2, 4, 8, 3, 5, 6, 7 on the side of Kearney. So as we start, ooh, big boomerang from Kearney.
Big time boomerang taking out
Taking
4 players, put him all the way in first place
He
after
was
that.
back in 6th place, double, hits 2 of them with 1 shot, gets the other one, big shot there. So 2nd place by Lincoln East. 1st place still by Kearney. Kearney's in 1, 3, 7, 8, 2, 4, 6, 5 on the side of Lincoln East.
Now Lincoln East, Drybones Bowser is gaining fast on first place and takes it over after a well-timed red shell.
So 1, 2, 4, 6, Lincoln East. 3, 5, 7, 8. So 2nd lap.
Yeah, and this is one of our longer races that we'll see today. So it's a tough mental game staying in and staying on throughout this whole race, throughout all 3 long laps. Just now going into the last turn of lap number 2.
So Kearney holding that number 1 spot, and Lincoln East was in 2, 3, 4, 6. As we go into the maze section of this Yoshi Valley map. So 2, 3, 4, 6, Lincoln East. 1, 5, 6, 7 for Kearney.
And the 1, 2, and 3 spots are all extremely close. Somebody's going to be looking to make a move here as we kind of close in on the finish of lap 3.
So we do see an air horn and a red shell in that 2nd place spot. Choosing not to use that red shell. So 2, 3, 4, 5 for Lincoln East.
Lincoln East doing a good job on that one, is sticking together as a team. The 4 of them are often found in the same consecutive spots. Has kind of been a trend. But Kearney doing a good job of stealing first place from them on this one.
Lincoln East winning that map 23-16, and then taking and extending their lead 44-34 in this first cup in a best of 3 championship series. So moving on to our 3rd map, Mount Wario.
Yeah, this one's we've seen a couple times, and we'll see it again in Cup 2 for sure. But once again, there's no laps on this one. Just goes straight from the top of the mountain to the bottom of the mountain. It's the first one they've seen like that today. So it'll be exciting to see how both teams adapt to that.
So players are getting started. And they're dropping into the ski run, if you will. So first place by Lincoln East, followed close behind by Kearney.
Yeah, and this me on Lincoln East team seems to love first place. I feel like every time I look over, he's always holding that first place position. He loves to front run these maps, and he's pretty good at it too.
So everybody using the first jump shortcut, taking that. So 1, 2, 5, 6 on the side of Lincoln East, 2, 3, 7, 8 for Kearney. So again, the section of the map making sure not to go through the water, but trying to hit those paths. Again, going through that water really slows you down on that section into the dreaded trees.
Yeah, and we'll see a lot of these players, using those logs to get some trick boosts off of, and going for these double item boxes as well to try and get those defensive items, especially they're in the top places.
So as we enter into the third section of this downhill ski, first place still being held by Lincoln East's Me. Second place by Yoshi from Kearney. Piranha Plant in the third place spot, trying to pull themselves up. Again, getting double red shelled. So Lincoln East coming into the last turn.
Yeah, and we're seeing this Me front running almost the entire race. I'm not sure if he lost first place even once.
No, I don't think so.
Showing complete dominance there.
So 1, 3, 7, 8. 1, 3, 7, 8 from Lincoln East. So Kearney will take map 2 on a tight margin, 20-19. Lincoln East still overall ahead, 63-54, but Kearney winning map 3.
Yeah, down now into our last race of Cup 1, Sweet Canyon. About a 9-point difference here between the two teams. So anything can happen. If Kearney is taking those top 4 spots, they could secure the W.
So as we enter into map 4, Sweet Canyon, Lincoln East up 63-54. Team needs 79 points to win the match. So I don't know if our third place map or third place series was anything like this one. Could be in for a good one.
Yeah, we could be in for a treat today here.
So final race as we get started. The Sweet Canyon.
Yeah, the landing out of the cannon here at the beginning of the race can always be a fun time. It's going to put everybody really nice and close as they go into kind of these two paths that diverge.
So pink and green, again, you're seeing half the players taking one side, half the players taking the other. Not really a difference, maybe just more of a preference there. Lincoln East, 1, 3, 6, 7. And Kearney now taking over that 1. So 1, 2, 3, 6. So again, second lap. We're starting that second lap. Everything is neck and neck as we battle into the second lap of our final race of this first cup.
Yeah, seeing some players be a little bit more conservative with their items on this one, as it is pretty close in the last race. They're going to look to secure a couple spots and maybe not take as many risks as they would beforehand.
So we'll jump over to Kearney's number 1 spot. So Kearney holding 1, 2, 3, 8, 4, 5, 6, 7 from Gretna. So back and forth here. Again, we're starting to see a little separation from Kearney here. But this is right now what Kearney needs in order to get themselves back in a situation where they can take this cup.
Yeah, Kearney seems to be holding the top couple of spots right now, doing a good job of sticking together as a team, using those defensive items and communicating well.
So 1, 2, 3, 7 on the side of Kearney. 4, 5, 6, 8 for Lincoln East. We do see a blue shell from one of our players. I don't assume we will see that. Oh, we will use it. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 8.
Will it be enough for Kearney to steal the win?
And it will be. This is going to be a close one, but it will come down to...
Yeah, Kearney wins by just a small 2-point margin coming from behind.
Kearney takes Cup 1, 79-77. The comeback win in that map 3 of Sweet Sweet Canyon. So congratulations to Kearney on that first cup as we get set for our second series of this championship.
Yeah, and just like we saw in our third and fourth place matchup, it goes back and forth a lot with the lead. It kind of looked like Kearney was out of that one for a little bit, but they really showed up in the last two maps and were able to take the W in Cup 1. And
that was, again, back and forth, back and forth both ways. One of them had a big one round, one of them a big second round. So, again, good job to Kearney on that first cup. So
yeah, absolutely. Staying mentally tough and not letting a little point deficit at the beginning there get them down and being able to overcome that.
So as we update the maps here, we'll jump back over here. So if you want to talk maybe about what we're expected to see here in Cup 2.
Yeah, the first two we have today, they should be pretty familiar with at this point. They've played them both a couple times today. So they should be nice and warm on those and know the line and shortcuts they want to stick with. And then we'll get into Yoshi Circuit and DK Jungle, which will be some newer maps.
So we are off on this first race of Twisted Mansion of this second cup. So we're off and running. Lincoln East and Kearney, Cup 2.
And seeing lots of mushrooms here early in the race. Some players are going to hold on to those and wait for the optimal shortcut to use those on. It's also a part of the mansion here. You can go upstairs or downstairs. A lot of our racers are choosing to go the upper route. Seems to be a little bit quicker that way.
So 1, 3, 6, 8 from Kearney, 2, 4, 5, 7 from Lincoln East. So tight match as we're about halfway through this second lap.
Yeah, and we'll see Kearney's doing a good job of kind of sticking together as a team, but Lincoln East, the Dry Bones Bowser, is doing a good job of getting in there and kind of breaking up that teamwork.
So we'll see how Lincoln East handles this.
He's
second, third.
He's sending out 2 red shells towards first place and takes him out right at the beginning of lap 3.
Takes him out, but a big enough lead that he still maintains that first place. Ooh,
yeah,
and
a lightning. Oh, that can change everything.
And that lightning was done, I think, by his teammate. So we'll see how this turns out. So 1, 3, 5, 7 from Kearney, 2, 6, 4, 5 on the side of Lincoln East.
Yeah, and seeing some bombs in this tunnel section here, which can, you never know who they're going to hit. They got a big enough radius where sometimes they can catch some of your teammates off guard as well as people you are trying to hit.
Yep. And as we enter into the final turns here, Kearney finishing first. So Kearney with the 1, 4, 6, 7. Kearney 1, 4, 6, 7, which that will give them the lead as we start this first Cup. So Kearney is up 20-19 after race 1 of Cup 2.
Yeah, extremely close here on after just one race. Headed back to Mount Wario, which I believe Lincoln East did a pretty good job on that one last time. So we'll see if Kearney can turn that around.
So Mount Warrior will be our second map of this one. Again, exciting races, and man, it is just intense as we go through.
Yeah, this is for first and second place here. So they're taking it pretty seriously down there. They're giving it their all and trying to see who will come out on top. Dropping out of the plane here at the beginning of Wario's mountain, just headed from the top of the mountain to the bottom. There are no laps on this one, so longer race, but not necessarily any laps to keep track of. So, you know, if you miss a shortcut once, there's no going back.
So first place right now on the side of Lincoln East, 1, 2, 7, 8, 3, 4, 5, 6 for Kearney. So as we are into lap 2.
I'm seeing some Yoshis getting stuck on some rocks here as they go down the falls and the caves.
Yeah, and just again, where you come off, again, weird rocks, you're dodging items, makes things tough.
Yeah, sometimes it can put you in a little bit of an awkward spot. You might have to back up to get out of there. You might have to use a mushroom or something.
So Lincoln East in the top 2 positions, 1, 2. See if we can find, third position. Third position there with the red shell off, taking over that second spot. So Kearney now in the 2, 3, 4, 6. Lincoln East 1, 6, 7, 8. So Bullet Bill coming out from Lincoln East.
Yeah, and Kearney's doing a really good job of sticking together, but they're going to need to kind of push into the upper ranks here if they want to take this race from Lincoln East.
So we're in that downhill slope here of our last leg of this race. 2, 3, 4, 7 for Kearney. So we'll see here how our me up in first can handle this. So Lincoln East up in the number 1 spot. Take a look at our number
and a blue
2
shell
spot.
on its way. I don't think it'll catch first place though.
Just out of it. So 1, 5, 1, 5, 6, 7 for Lincoln East. So Kearney will take that one with a score of 20-19, just like we saw after race 1 of this Cup. So Kearney extends their lead 40-38 in this second Cup.
Yeah, a little bit too close for comfort there for Kearney. You know, they wanna extend this lead a little bit. They were able to take Cup 1, so if they want to finish this race in 2 cups, they're going to have to maybe get a little bit bigger of a lead on these last 2 races that we're going to see.
So Yoshi Circuit coming up in this third race. Currently Kearney up 40-38. Cup 1 was won by Kearney with a score of 79-77. So again, looking at this series, Cup 2, Kearney wins, they're our champions. Lincoln East wins, we're going to a third Cup.
Yeah, and you know, Kearney rocking all the Yoshis, they might have the home court advantage on this one. Yoshi Circuit, they got the shape, they got the line. They might have what it takes.
So we do see a couple of them are players using that shortcut right away at the beginning, our mushroom jump. See if we can find our first place racer from Lincoln East. Just getting past and close up front. So Kearney in the 2, 3, 5, 8. Lincoln East 1, 5, 6, 8. So back and forth. See a triple mushroom here in our third place spot.
Yeah, and another race with a huge tight pack. There's little to no separation between any of the racers. So anybody's game as we're kind of headed toward the end of lap 2 here.
So currently Lincoln East 1678, Kearney 2345. So right now Kearney with the advantage in that placement points as we see which players are going to be able to use that boost through the waterfalls.
Yeah, and I'm watching this blue Yoshi in 8th place, just can't catch a break, just keeps getting hammered.
So Lincoln East 1568, Kearney 2357 as we enter in about the halfway mark.
Oh, and they've got a blue shell, and they're going to send it. Pray for a miracle.
Bullet build coming.
Looks like it will catch Lincoln East. Will it be enough, though, to change it? And he hangs on to first place.
So Lincoln East 1467.
Another super close race.
So this one is actually going to go in the favor of Lincoln East, winning that one 20-19 over Kearney. So that will cut our deficit again, 1 point in this second cup.
Neck and neck all the way through.
So currently we're going into Cup 2. Kearney's up 59-58 over Lincoln East. Last race of this second cup, DK Jungle. If Kearney can win this map, they're going to be your state champions. Lincoln East looking to win this to take it to a Cup 3.
Yeah, both of these teams very evenly matched, so I'm not sure who to root for going into DK Jungle. On one hand, Kearney's done a good job of ending it, but on the other hand, I want to see a Cup 3. So I'm happy whatever outcome we have.
I want to see a Cup 3. So here we go. Race 4, Cup 2, DK Jungle. So 1, 2, 4, 7 on the side of Lincoln East. 3, 4, 6, 8 for Kearney. So back and forth again. Everyone kind of
pretty bunched up here at the beginning of the race. I'm seeing some friendly fire and
fireball hitting somebody.
Yeah.
Lincoln East in the top 3 spots using that shortcut 1, 2, 4, 6.
Yeah, and Kearney's going to look to break that up immediately.
So Lincoln East looking good on this map so far as we start the second lap. Again, items, you got dodge items, and again, players are putting those items all over the place. So 1-2 by Lincoln East. Three, 4, 6, 8 on the side of Kearney. So back and forth again.
Yeah.
Again, this is hard just because there's so much. I just want to sit here and watch it as we're going around.
Yeah, it's, as soon as you say somebody's in first place, they're getting taken over, and a blue shell is on the way just as I say that.
So we'll see how that blue shell, if he can get over that. Not quite. That's going to be
perfect time blue shell by the other team, putting him down.
So Kearney had a perfect timing on that blue shell, knocked him off the map also. Luckily, again, first and second, way out in the lead. Lincoln East also, again,
Lincoln East holding the top 3
7.
positions. Oh, and a lightning. This could change things.
Lightning could change everything. So
we're
1, 2,
ending
and it goes off.
Lap.
So big as we're coming into the last turn.
Kearney's looking for a miracle.
1, 2.
Oh, and so many red shells. Oh my goodness.
4,
what
5,
just happened?
7.
I don't even know what to think of that. Just as the race ending, at least 3 or 4 players got taken out and traded some spots there. We'll see what the final score ends up to be.
Lincoln East is going to take that one 79-77. So Lincoln East taking that one, taking us to a Cup 3.
Yeah, and ladies and gentlemen, we got a ball game.
Well, Kearney's questioning the score, so we'll have to look at this here in a second. We'll see what they have to say.
All right, a bit of a miscommunication there, but looks like everything got sorted out, and we were able to give you the correct scores.
Yep, and they just wanted to double check that we had the right score. Again, with it being so close, we love when they're doing it. Again, 77-79, Kearney takes Cup 1. Then 79-77, Lincoln East takes Cup 2. So here we are into Cup 3.
Yeah, absolutely insane. I'm looking forward to an awesome Cup 3. That's our... Division 1, third and fourth place gave us an exciting Cup 3 to look forward to, and I'm expecting nothing less for the first and second place match here.
So as we get going, I got to update some maps here and make sure we're going.
Starting out on Moo Moo Meadows, a classic and a nice, easy transition, and this is what we talked about before. When the mental game starts coming into effect, you got to stay strong mentally. I'm sure our racers are getting worn out down there, having to wake up early in the morning, come all the way to York, and I'm sure they're a little bit tired right now, maybe getting hungry towards lunchtime, but they got to stay strong and stay focused.
So here we are, Cup 3, Moo Moo Meadows Race 1, as we start this third and final winner-take-all Cup.
Yeah, no redos or tryovers after this one.
No pressure.
Yeah. Winner takes all the marbles.
So right now, Kearney out in the lead, 1, 2, 3, 8. Lincoln East, 3, 5, 6, 7. So right now, early in this second lap, Kearney taking control.
Yeah, and all the Yoshis hanging out at the beginning of the map here towards the front.
So Lincoln East taking over that third and fourth spot as we go through the cow section of our Nebraska fan favorite map. Cows in the middle of the road. We love it.
Yeah, each lap those cows are going to get more difficult to avoid. You're seeing some players hold on to some mushrooms here so they can kind of boost over the grass, do some tricks off of the molehills that are coming about as they finish this race.
So Lincoln East finishing 3, 5, 7, 8 in this quick map.
Yeah, very short race there. Lincoln East is probably going to be trailing a little bit after this first map.
Yep, so Kearney will take that first map 26-13 after map 1. So 26-13.
Yeah, and this is one of the bigger point deficits we've seen in our races all night. And Kearney's going to look to hang on to that lead.
So as we go into map 2 of this third Cup, Sunshine Airport will be map 2. Again, all of these maps were pre-selected before state. Players, had to just kind of prepare by getting ready for all these maps. Again, obviously some fan favorites and some favorites that are out there, but they did not know the selection process.
Yeah, and with 48 maps out there, it just takes time to learn all the shortcuts, all the drifts, all the items and stuff. It's going to take some time, and it takes practice.
So as we go into the start of this race, looks like Kearney out in the lead currently.
Yeah, those three Yoshis out in front are sticking together. Kind of using each other on this zero gravity section, bumping into each other, getting that small boost. as well as the huge mini turbo you can get.
So 1, 2, 6, 7 for Kearney. 3, 4, 6, 8 now for Lincoln East.
Yeah, and you're seeing first place being a little bit conservative with this red shell, holding on to it just in case, you know, anything bad does happen. They have some defensive items to hang on to. Seeing a couple of these players using their cameras to check behind them, which is a pro player move. You're going to see that only at this level of gameplay. Using it to make sure they don't, you know, have any foes behind them or seeing those green shells coming their way.
So we are off and racing on lap 3. 1, 2, 4, 5. 3, 6, 7, 8. We do see a blue shell out. Teammate Will from Kearney will take over that top spot. As we enter into the last piece of this race.
And Kearney's got that boom box, just waiting for the last moment here to maybe use it. And so securing the first place.
1, 3, 4, 5. That's going to be a big race.
Yeah, big race for Kearney, showing up big time at Sunshine Airport. They were on time for their flight.
Definitely on time. So, again, just as big as that first one, 25-14. The second one, which will extend their lead 51-27 in map 2 as we enter into the last half of this cup.
Yeah, in Cheeseland, like we saw before in our third and fourth place matches, it's pretty crazy, and there's some wild, long shortcuts you can take.
So, map 3, Cheeseland. So, 51-27, Kearney has the lead after 2 races of this Cup 3 as we get started.
Yeah, and headed into this one, there are lots of shortcuts, and every little divot you see, you know, if you're on the line, you can use those to kind of trick out of and gain a little bit of a speed boost. And, you know, Kearney's made up of all Yoshis, and there is a Lincoln East player who also uses Yoshis, so I think they're having a hard time maybe sniffing him out when it comes to throwing items towards teammates or whatever.
So Kearney 1, 2, 7, 8, 3, 4, 5, 6 for Lincoln East. We're back and forth here.
And we're seeing Drybone Bowser coming off of a huge shortcut and taking the lead for a little bit there before he's overtaken by one of the Kearney Yoshis.
Yeah, you see the difference, the points, or the coins. That's where that Yoshi just kind of pulled ahead again, 10 coins.
Yeah. At full speed and being able to hang on to those 10 coins, not getting hit like that and losing a couple.
So Lincoln East 1, 2, 5, 6. Kearney dropping a little bit, 2, 4, 7, 8. As we're finishing up the last couple turns of the second lap. Couple red shells coming out. Kearney in that number 1 spot. Actually, Kearney taking over number 1 and 2. So 1, 2, 5, 8, 3, 4, 5, 7 for Lincoln East.
Yeah, Kearney's player in 7th is going to look to make up some ground here and maybe show up for the team here.
Yep. So
holding on to some mushrooms, looking to use this big shortcut at the end.
Yeah. Lincoln East needing to make a run here late in the third lap to see if they can start cutting away from this big lead that Kearney has.
And he's able to steal 4th. an absolute insane finish from our Kearney Yoshi from 7th to 4th in the matter of seconds.
So the biggest thing with that, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4. That was a big thing, and if you know anything about Mario Kart, 78, 79 points is what you need to win. Kearney with 80 points will guarantee them the state championship of our Division 1. So we will still race Mute City to see what happens, but Kearney will be declared that state championship after this. Lincoln East hoping for a different map. Not quite.
You know, and I'm just now seeing Kearney brought a couple plush Yoshis as their little mascot to kind of aid them on their journey here.
So, race 4, Cup 3, Mute City. This is now maybe just for bragging rights. So here we go.
Yeah, just looking on this last map to have some fun, enjoy their time at NSCSA State while they can.
So 1, 2, 3, 6. 1, 2, 3, 6 for Kearney. 3, 4, 5, 8 for Lincoln East. So coin management here to a fast race.
Yeah, and there are a couple big shortcuts and some big opportunities to fall off as well, which can be a little bit sketchy for some of our racers.
Let's see if we can jump over to Lincoln East, number 1 and 2 racer here, as they have those top 2 spots, and actually top 3. And right as we say that, Kearney takes over that 3rd spot. So here we are, 1, 2, 5, 8 for Lincoln East, 3, 4, 7, 8 for Kearney. So coming around the end of this second lap, Lincoln East taking a lead, and Kearney right shortly behind him.
Yeah, it just speaks to you know, the players on Lincoln East still giving it their all, even though you know, they're behind a tremendous amount here. It just shows it's about having fun and showing up and just playing with your team.
Again, you know, we talked about it earlier in the broadcast. Again, it comes down to maps. You know, little bits and everything matters, and items, and so again, tough series overall, and this has been enjoyable. Both of these, the third, fourth place, the first and second place matches, both exciting, both just awesome matches to have here. So finishing up this last race, Kearney going to take 1, 3, 6, 8, 1, 3, 6, 8, and that will give them enough for that state championship that they said earlier today that they wanted. So Kearney does take map 4, 20 to 19. Again, tight match. Again, it all came down to map 3 there. So we'll get the players. They will congratulate each other, and again, heck of a match overall.
Yeah, heck of a match. Absolutely a blast to watch and be here to be a part of. And see both teams shaking hands. They both did tremendously, and you know, the first 2 cups extremely close, and I think Kearney finally kind of hit their stride there in Cup 3 and was able to run away with it.